It's been about 7 months since the DJI ban went into effect, and honestly, it's still pretty confusing. Some DJI drones are still being sold, some new drones have launched in other countries, but not really in the US. Firmware updates are now allowed through 2029, DJI and Autel are suing, and the FCC has started making some exceptions. So let's quickly walk through what's changed, what it means if you already own a DJI drone, and what could happen next. First, the big thing to know is this. Existing DJI drones were not grounded. The ban, or more accurate word I'd use is restriction, did not make it illegal to own a DJI drone, fly a DJI drone, or use one for recreational purposes or Part 107 work. What changed is that new foreign-made drones and certain drone parts were added to the FCC's covered list. Basically, new drones need FCC approval to be imported and sold in the US. And if a new DJI or Autel drone doesn't already have that approval, it may not be able to come to the US unless it gets some kind of exemption. In January, the FCC started laying out some exceptions. Drones on the blue UAS list, certain US-made or US-assembled drones, and some lower-risk products may have a path forward. So it's not that every single drone is treated the same. The FCC is basically creating different categories for what can and can't be approved. Then DJI and Autel pushed back. DJI challenged the decision with the FCC in federal court. Autel also challenged it through the agency review process. Their argument is that this hurts their US business and limits consumer choice without enough public evidence that their drones are actually a threat. The FCC's position is that this is about national security and foreign-made communications and surveillance equipment. So that fight is still ongoing. This is where things get messy for regular drone buyers. Some new DJI drones have appeared or launched in other countries, but not cleanly in the US. The DJI Avata 360 is a good example. It did get FCC authorization before the December cutoff, so it is not blocked the same way a totally new, unapproved drone would be. But even with that approval, US availability has still been confusing and delayed. The DJI Lido series is similar. Based on FCC filings, models like the Lido 1 and Lido X1 appear to have approval too, so they could be sold in the US, but some aspects around their FCC filings are still unclear. And then there's the Hover Air Aqua. That drone launched in late May in more than 50 countries, but not in the US. The likely reason is that it did not have FCC authorization before the new rules took effect. So the big impact so far isn't that DJI drones disappeared overnight, it's that the US market is starting to separate from the rest of the world. A drone might launch globally, but US buyers may have to wait or may not get it at all. In May, the FCC asked for public comments on DJI's place on the covered list. That gave pilots, businesses, public safety agencies, and drone companies a chance to explain how these restrictions are affecting them. Also in May, we got one of the biggest updates for current drone owners. Firmware and software updates for approved DJI, Autel, and other affected drones can continue through at least January 1st of 2029. This means if you already own an approved DJI or Autel drone, you have more breathing room. Then in June, the FCC approved more exemptions. So far, 16 companies have received company-wide exemptions, and 4 specific drone models or product lines have been approved. So 7 months later, here's where we are. If you already own a DJI or Autel drone, you can still fly it. The FAA has not grounded existing DJI drones. Approved drones can still get firmware and software updates through at least 2029. Some unreleased DJI models, like the Avata 360 and possibly the Lido series, may still be able to come to the US because they got FCC approval before the cutoff. But future drones that did not already have approval may have a much harder time getting into the US market, and the lawsuits are still ongoing. Most likely, more companies will try to qualify for exemptions, especially US-made drones, blue UAS drones, and products that are considered lower risk. For everyday pilots, though, this could be frustrating. DJI has been the go-to option for a lot of people who want a reliable camera drone without spending a fortune. And right now, there still isn't a perfect replacement for that. So if you already own DJI gear, take care of it. If you're buying a drone now, make sure it has FCC authorization and has real support or warranty options. And if you run a drone business, maybe start thinking about backup drones you can use. Let us know what your thoughts have been these past 7 months in the comments, and if you want to keep up to date with which drones have received FCC authorization, we'll link our article below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future drone videos. Until next time, blue skies and safe flying.